Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Where are we skating? I invite you to think about where are we going here in Chatham-Kent. It's election time. You all know that I've been involved in the election. I'm really keen to see a future that prospers for all of us, and there's a lot of things we need to do to make that work. I was reading Canada's top cities, a research report that just came out. Did anybody else see that? Just came out a few days ago. Chatham-Kent ranks, anybody want to guess? Any guesses? What, between 1 and 201 or 2?
As far as...
where we rank in terms of best places to live in Canada, best cities to live in, best communities.
96.
A little lower. Guesses?
120?
182.
Ooh.
All right. Now, Canada, on the other hand, ranks number 1 or 2 in most world surveys. So we live in the best country in the world. And we have real estate friends here with us today. And real estate will often tell you that if you buy a fixer-upper in the best neighborhood, you've got a great future ahead of you. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So Chatham-Kent is a great place to live and work and play, from my perspective. When you look at what gets measured in that survey, it recognizes that a number of our people in this community are struggling. We've gone through a major transition. We were very automotive based. We lost that base. It's not coming back. Those jobs are gone to Mexico and China. They're not coming back. Not in the short term. We have a lot of other strengths to build on, but we are definitely in a rebuild state. Now, when I say we live in the best country, we also have some of the best real estate in that country without question. We have fabulous water, and as we go forward on a global scale, water is a tremendous issue to be paying attention to. Okay? So we have an abundance of both beautiful, clean water and recreational water, beaches and facilities. That's fantastic. We have a lot of land. We have safe communities. We're one of the safest places to live. That's something we can be very proud of. It doesn't rank as highly. That's one of my core values, safety, so it doesn't seem to rank quite as much in this particular survey, but I think it's a pretty big deal. If you want to raise a family, if you want to retire, if you want to have a space that can be fun and you know how to create a life, then you can create that here in Chatham-Kent. One of the things we know, though, is that our population has been declining as our youth move to the cities. They go off to university or to find another job somewhere, perhaps out west, and they don't always come home, or they don't come home for 10 or 20 years. One of the challenges with that is to take a really good look at what we can do to create business here. We're not going to have, I'm going to suggest to you that it's not the days of where a big company comes in and offers us 500 jobs that pay a livable wage that also has benefits and security. It's possible, and we welcome them, but sitting around waiting for that is not our best strategy. So one of the things we want to do is really work on skills training, retraining, engaging our youth into colleges, working in partnerships, and really focusing on the entrepreneurial culture here in Chatham-Kent. We have to pick ourselves up. Now, I entitled this talk, Where Are We Skating? Because I was reading one of our CK Sports magazines, and somebody quoted, and you've probably all heard this quote many a times. I believe it was Walter Gretzky, but it's his son Wayne that was using the quote, when he was told, skate to where the puck is going, not to where it's been. Okay? I say that we can skate to where the puck is going, not to where it's been. Our history is our history. Where we are now is in a challenged economy, but with all that we need right here to co-create a world that all of us can love. It is going to take us working together. Some of our schools that have populations declining, conversations about libraries, do we keep them open? All the costs. We want to manage our costs and spend within our means, but to attract people, and there's many millions of people around the world for whom Chatham-Kent would make a wonderful home. We're the first generation of Canadians that aren't going to grow our population. Is everybody aware of that? Most of us will not replace ourselves. You have to have on average more than 2 children per female to keep your population level. We're not doing that. Most families are they're having none, or they're having 1 or 2. And so with that reality, the only way you grow is when people move to your place. We have to get much better at welcoming and integrating people into the community, and it's not just about people choosing and going, oh, well, they came into the neighborhood, that's great. We have to actively invite people to come and join us. And I often hear in response to that, oh, well, what jobs? Well, we're going to invite people that can create employment, that are self-starters like many of us in this room, so that either start their sole entrepreneurship or that start a small company. The vast majority of the people employed in Chatham-Kent are employed in a small or medium-sized enterprise, and most of those are small with fewer than 5 to 10 employees. That's the engine of our economy. It's not another Navistar. It's certainly not another Heinz in Leamington, for example. You know, you put all your eggs in a great big basket and look what happens when the owner runs away. You know, the world changes in a hurry. So I suggest that we have a very bright future ahead of us, and when we work together, we recognize the strength of the assets we do have, and we move forward. Right? So I see a very positive vision. It's a wonderful place to live, work, and play. It's a lot of fun. We have some great friends here. You have the capacity, as I've had the privilege to do, to be based here, to travel across the country to work, and using the technology that's available to you, you can do that. And then also to so far 12 countries around the world. So it's a lot of fun to be able to create and play from this wonderful spot, go visit where you want, and come home to your safe, secure community. We have some great things to do. We're going to get a lot greener. We're going to take care of our future generations by looking at how we use our stuff and what stuff we have. Concepts like zero landfill, that some people haven't ever heard of, are places that, in like Taiwan, somebody might have thought, oh, that's a third world country. Not so much. They're highly developed and they're way ahead of us on a number of things. When we talk about greening, instead of just cutting down trees and talking about whether we have a bylaw that stops you from doing that, we'll have a green strategy that has us look at places like Beijing, a massive city with many, many millions that went from 4% forest cover to 28% today. There, we have less than 4% all across. This is not a farmer issue. This is an urban center issue. We want Blenheim and Wallaceburg and Chatham and all of our communities to be very green, livable, breathable, fabulous places to go for walks and to play and to ride your bikes and to be active, to create active, healthy lifestyles where we're eating local food and we're engaging with each other in a great quality of life, and we're helping and supporting each other as entrepreneurs and as business developers and creating a thriving community together. Please remember to vote on October 27th, or even sooner. You've got your early polls on the 16th, 17th, or 18th of October. And for the first time ever in the history of Chatham-Kent, you can vote online starting next week, Tuesday from the 14th to the 20th. Only those 6 days. You cannot vote online the last week or even on election day. So if you want to vote online, the 14th to the 20th are your days, and the 27th is election day. And I do ask, please consider voting for Maureen Geddes. Thank you.